Hey guys, and welcome back to today's video. Thank you so much for joining me for another one. Today I just want to talk about 20 small things that I'm trying to change in 2020, and if you find any inspiration from this, please do. Yeah, these small changes are for personal growth in terms of living closer and more aligned with my values, learning to love myself a little bit more, or even like myself and my body and my mind, to grow as a person in terms of learning more things and just spending more time understanding how to be a better activist, etc. So let's talk about 20 small things for personal growth in 2020. Let's just get straight into it. So the first one is to speak more kindly to yourself. I have been a bad person at speaking kindly to myself, especially over the last year, where I put on a little bit of weight and I just was not nice to myself. And I just think that there's so much shit talk all the time, and I feel like 2020 is something I'm going to try really hard to speak more kindly to myself, and therefore will probably end up being happier for it and to speak more kindly to others. The second thing is to do with my kind of low waste and like values in that sense, and it's to try and replace one thing that I usually buy out for something that I make at home instead. So I've stopped buying coffees out altogether now, unless it's like a Sunday treat with my friends, because I want to get closer to understanding how, where my food comes from, understanding how to make things a little bit better, making it healthier and saving a bit of money, and just kind of learning to value what I can make at home as opposed to what I buy out, if you know what I mean. So just replacing one thing, making it lower waste. The third one is a really simple thing, and it's just to include 1 cup of vegetables with every lunch and every dinner, if possible and available to you. I found myself getting really lazy with cooking last year, and I just stopped really eating any kind of vegetables. I just made really simple convenience food like pasta and tomato sauce. So I'm trying to be healthier just by adding 1 cup of vegetables to my lunch and dinner. The fourth one is to take care of your skin. Your skin is your largest organ. I never used to drink very much water. I never really used to use moisturizer and I remember saying in a few past videos I didn't really use it, and people were like, girl, you've got to use it even if you have oily skin, especially in the winter, etc. So taking care of your skin is super, super important. Using SPF, all of that stuff. Number 5 is to take a 15-minute walk daily, if you have the time, or if you can possibly make the time. I'm currently doing a 25,000 step challenge, which is hard because it takes up so much time, so I have to get up early, but the benefits I found mentally and physically are absolutely immeasurable. After this challenge, I probably won't continue 25,000 steps. It takes me like 4 hours and I have to split it up throughout the day. But just doing a 15-minute walk makes such a difference for focus, for mental clarity, for feeling better about things, sorting through problems, and I really, really, really recommend it. The 6th one is to do just one thing for yourself each week. In this day and age, we spend a lot of time thinking about other people, especially if you have kids or if you're in activism or if you have several jobs. You're always considering other people, and just doing one thing for yourself each week, even if it's really, really, really small, it's just reading 10 pages or something, or going for a walk or something really simple. Try and just focus on doing one thing just for you each week. Which leads me on to number 7, which is to read, or try and read, 10 pages of something each evening before you go to bed, or in the morning, or at lunchtime when you have a break, whenever. Reading 10 pages is what got me into my book challenge and reading a book a week, although that has slowed down because I'm doing this walking challenge. But just learning new things by reading can help you fall asleep, it can help you broaden your mind, it can help you get really engrossed in a wonderful, fantastic fiction, and it can really help you to empathize with other people as well. So yeah. Number 8 is to write down 3 affirmations that you tell yourself each month. Again, I've mentioned this before, it makes me feel a bit silly, but at the same time, we do a really bad job, especially in the UK, of shouting about the things that we're great at. Some things that I started to say is, I have amazing hair. And that's something that I did not say to myself a few years ago. I'd be like, oh, my hair is so ugly, curly hair is bleh. And now I'm like, no, curly hair is so beautiful, and I am so grateful that I have hair like this. And it could be something as simple as that, or it could be you're really intelligent, or you're really funny, or something like that. Something that you genuinely feel about yourself that you think, or you want to promote in yourself. You want to feel more confident, etc. You might feel silly, but there is science, guys, that research showing that saying affirmations to yourself can help dramatically with self-confidence, self-worth, etc. So that's why I recommend it. Number 9, and this is only for people who actually would like to go to the gym. If you don't like to go to the gym, this is not for you, but it's to find a class that you actually like. I used to slave away at the gym several years ago after uni when I wasn't playing hockey anymore, and I would be like, oh, this is so boring, but I really feel like I should go to keep up my healthy routine, blah, blah, blah. That is just not good for your mental health. It's also really bad for probably actually working out. You probably don't do very much. Until I found CrossFit and certain kind of Metcon training. Now I love going because my classes are actually fun. They're varied. I've got really great coaches. I've got friends at my gym now, so I actually want to go. So it promotes going to a class that I actually like and have fun doing. Don't go to the gym if you hate it. Go walking outside or do something else. But finding a class that you actually like is what's helped me to be much more consistent and reach my kind of health and fitness goals. Number 10 is to prioritize some face-to-face time rather than screen time in the evenings. In the evenings, I've now tried to put down my phone, put away my computer unless I have like a massive deadline, and just spend time with people I live with, spend time with my friends. Sometimes I even go to classes. Like last night I went to a class with one of my friends to do a kind of HIIT class, and then it was so much more fun because we were there together and we were spending time away from our phones, and just prioritizing some face-to-face time can really do wonders for your relationships and feeling better because you're not spending the whole evening scrolling through Instagram being like, this person is better than me, or is that just me? Number 11 is to do something alone that you would be afraid to usually do alone. I used to really be afraid of eating alone, so I would never go to restaurants, I would never go to cafes ever. I would absolutely hate it because I'd feel like, oh, I'm just that loser sitting in the corner eating my food on my own because I have no friends. Yeah, terrible. Guys, you can tell I've had some terrible internal conversations with myself. But what's really great is one of my friends has recently started going to the cinema on her own, and I really want to start doing that because there are loads of films I want to see, but no one else wants to see. And I don't want to just like miss out because nobody wants to go with me. So I really encourage you to do something on your own that you would have otherwise been scared to do. If it could be as big as going on like a massive hike, or it could be just going to the cinema, or it could just be eating on your own. I love eating on my own now. It's really honestly great. Number 12 is to declutter your wardrobe with things that you just don't use anymore, or things that are particularly triggering for you. So I've mentioned in several of my videos, last year I came off the hormonal birth control, I got really bad eco-anxiety, and I put a lot of weight on. And I have this pair of jeans I did in my cupboard that I'd be like, these are my jeans when I would actually fit into them, and now I don't fit into them. And every time I would see them, I'd feel really triggered by them, and it would make me feel negatively about myself. Even though when I wear clothes that actually fit me now, I just do not feel bad about myself at all. So I decided to get rid of those. I gave them to a friend who they fit perfectly, and now whenever I see them, I don't feel triggered because they're not in my wardrobe and they're not my item. So definitely declutter clothes that are too small for you now, just not gonna make you feel good about yourself. Number 13 is to keep a thought journal. I got this idea from someone that actually I was watching on YouTube last year. I remember they mentioned that they had a thought journal, and I thought this is such a great idea because I feel really shit right now. And if I write that down and every day I kind of record how I'm feeling and the thoughts that I'm having, when I get out of that kind of negative cycle, I can look back again when I've sort of got out of it and I'm back into it and see the progression of how I was able to actually see the hope and the positive when you don't feel so good. And also sometimes keeping a thought journal is just really good for ideas as well. But I found it particularly helpful when I was feeling really down to kind of see my past and how I was able to get out of that last time and have hope that I'll get out of it again. Number 14 is to consider a shopping ban. I got this idea from Madeline Olivia. She's written it in her new book, and it's a really, really great idea if you're someone who's just consumed by overconsumption, or you love fast fashion, or you're just a bit addicted to shopping. I would definitely recommend a shopping ban. It could just be a week, it could be a month, it could be 6 months. That's completely up to you. Number 15 is at the beginning of each week to write down what your goals are for the week and also what you're grateful for. Reminding yourself what you're grateful for is just such a positive thing to do because you feel so much more full and joyful with what you already have. I have to remind myself all the time that I'm incredibly lucky and I have wonderful people in my life and I'm doing something that I really enjoy. And anytime I start to complain about something that's really not worth complaining about, I just sit there and I think, what am I really grateful for? I'm grateful that I have the opportunity to do so many things that I really enjoy. So shut up, Immy, shut up. No, obviously people are allowed to complain, but really I shouldn't be complaining because I'm grateful for a lot of things. Number 16, and this was big for my personal growth last year, is to diversify your feed. If you're just following the same people on YouTube and Instagram, then you're just gonna be getting the same information all the time. And it's really great to just listen to what other people have to say, you know, listen to their opinions, their perspectives, and broaden your mind and broaden everything that you're learning about, especially if you're in something like politics or activism or anything really. Like for example, the other day I was talking about periods and I was trying to be as inclusive as possible, and someone messaged me saying, oh, have you thought about boxers that people can wear if they still have a cervix but they don't identify as non-binary or as female? And I was like, no, I have never heard of those. And that is incredible to get boxers for periods. Honestly, it is amazing. Or actually no, they did say it's for non-binary, people who identified as non-binary as well. But how amazing is that? And I would I can't talk today. I would never have known about that if I hadn't ensured I was following certain people and talking about different things, and then had followers who were just as engaged and helped me out there. So definitely diversify your feeds, guys. You learn so much. Number 17 is to spend at least 1 hour a week, if you can spare the time, in what I like to call, I didn't make up this, your flow state. I read a book by, I can't say his name so I'm not going to embarrass myself, but I'm going to put it down below. He writes a book all about flow and the importance of it, and how it's really positive for self-growth, personal growth, which is exactly the same thing, good one, and all that kind of stuff, you know, just like building on your skills, making sure that you are personally happy. And my flow state, for example, is walking or painting or playing the piano, and I just lose track of time, and it's just wonderful. So I encourage you to do it if you can make the time to do it. Number 18 is to listen to educational podcasts. As I said, I'm doing this walking challenge, so I've had a lot of time to listen, and I've been listening to Invisibilia, I've been listening to Hidden Brain, I've been listening to, what else? I've been listening to Say Your Name. There are so many great ones where I've just been learning all about lots of different things, and they have been so educational and have really informed the way I think about my videos, the way I think about Instagram posts, the way I think about things in general and have conversations, and I recommend it. Number 19, unfollow people who make you feel bad about yourself, even if they're friends. No, if they're friends, then I would suggest following them but muting them. There's no harm in doing that because you're still supporting them by following them. But like if you're, you know, if they just don't make you feel good about yourself because you feel yourself getting a bit envious or jealous, or you follow fitness influencers that make you feel bad about yourself, etc., just unfollow them. You are much more important than that extra follow or that extra like because you missed it because you muted them. Just put yourself first and unfollow them. And the last one is to make time to nurture relationships of the people that you care about. I found that walking more has encouraged me to invite people to come with me and go and walk together. And when you walk together, you end up catching up and you're not distracted by your phones and things like that, which is so much better. And the people in your life are super important. They're more important than a lot of the kind of other stuff that we think is important. Good one. I'm really good at, you know, saying things today. Anyway, I'm just gonna leave you there because I don't want this video to go on too long. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you get a little bit of inspiration from this and just do a couple of things that would genuinely make you feel better and grow as a person. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I always appreciate it. Give it a like if you liked it and subscribe. It really supports my channel. Thank you so much, and I will see you guys very, very, very soon. Bye.